Okay, so you said that you feel you were trained into that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that again speaks to the fact that you're not one of these subtypes.
Right.
You're not an ENTP, harmonizing ENTP. Like the expression of your ENTP nature maybe is harmonizing now, but you can retrain yourself. And it also, so it might, your subtype of how you naturally feel wired and all of these, your natural expression can help determine which career you choose. But again, the career you choose or the way you're trained or the way you're raised may shape you into one of these subtypes that maybe wasn't as natural to you. So as you're evaluating your career path as an ENTP, you're listening along and you're going, okay, what should I do with my life? Am I doing the right thing? What you choose will start to shape how you express.
Yep.
I mean, that seems like it's basic 101 understanding as humans. And yet we choose stuff all the time that isn't in alignment with us and doesn't help wire us the way we want to be.
Yeah.
And so you, as you're doing the creative stuff, I'm guessing you're choosing activities and paths to put yourself on that will help wire that in more and more. And this is available to you. If you're listening along as an ENTP, you can actually choose things that will put you into one of these categories and help shape it. It can also help give you a sense of which career to choose in the first place.
Yeah, and it's really important to understand the value, or like, first of all, that not every ENTP is exactly the same. We know that, but this kind of information really illustrates it, right, in sort of harder lines. But it's like, well, project management might end up on a list of ENTP career options. But I would be in fact, I know for a fact I'm a terrible project manager. I just know that. I'm a harmonizing ENTP. Like, I'm all about, like, delighting in others, learning and shifting and growing. I'm not like, okay, you go do this, right? Yeah. But if I want to become better at that, normalizing ENTPs are pretty good project managers. So I have it if I'm willing to train myself to go do those things. Now, it doesn't feel as natural to me. And so it might require me putting myself in that position and going through the pain of learning how to do it and kind of failing a little bit and being like, this sucks, I don't want to do this. And then saying things like, this is not what ENTPs like. And it's like, no, this is what other ENTPs are okay with, not me though. But if I can get to the other side of that, now I've picked up some of those chops from the normalizing side.
Yeah.
And now I have a broader spectrum. So I think that's the other piece is it's like, well, if I want to pick something up that other ENTPs are doing, then I just have to get into their energy. I have to figure that out. And it's available to me. Or I can go, you know what? I'm just not interested in that. And that's okay too.
Yeah. And I think from a principled level, in our modern culture and world, we assume that I am who I am. Which career fits me? That's what we ask. But we don't ask, I am who I am. Which career fits me and how do I want to change to fit it? In other words, there's two nodes in the system. It's not just which career tailors itself exactly to who I am exactly in this moment. It's what do I choose that will shape me as well and it can stretch me as well as I interface with that career. I think that's how I'm starting to see it in like a principled way.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's like careership.
Yeah, and it's like careership, and it's like the interoperability that I am with the careers that I'm engaged with. It's not like, and same thing with partners. It's in other words, you're not just you're not just bringing somebody or something into your life and making it fit tailored to you. You also have to adjust yourself to make it fit tailored to you. Like you're also changing through the process, which is really important, I think. Anything else you want to say before we land the plane today about ENTPs and the different subtypes and how they influence career?
No, I just think it's really important to, no matter what, remember that everything that we're talking about is relative to ENTPs.
Yeah.
Right. So when we talk about being more organized, we're saying organized relative to an ENTP.
Yeah, as far as ENTPs go, organized.
Exactly. So don't get too attached to those. Oh, by the way, I was going to say that there was one more thing, that the harmonizing ENTP might mistype themselves as, say, an INFP. Yeah. Or possibly an INFJ. Something that's a little bit more feeling oriented, but they're still ENTPs. And just kind of know that it's all relative. This ENTP, the harmonizing ENTP, is still going to be an ENTP in other ways. So there are characteristics that follow regardless of the subtype.
And I would guess too, well, not guess, we know this based on people in our students and clients report this can be stratified. In other words, you could be more dominant at work, but more normalizing at home, like with your partner. Like there's different, now it's going to lend itself to a certain style, but you can have a different style based on the context that you're in.
You kind of want to, actually.
Yeah.
In some ways, I think that the most envious position or enviable position is somebody who has figured out how to navigate through all the subtypes And now they have, there's no money left on the table. Now they have a lot of flexibility in how they're showing up to each context.